Hello friends, my name is Vicente Almeida and I'm talking to you from São Paulo in Brazil. In this assignment for the informative speech, I would like to talk to you about a subject that is relative to your safety, your and your family's safety. And I'm talking about tires. I have quite a big time of experience in the tire industry. I have worked for 20 years in some of the largest brands in the world. And I would like to relate to you in this speech some of the things that I've learned and I think that can be useful for you. I would like to think about the following. Your car, if you travel by car, your car is in contact with the ground, with the road, in a surface that is equivalent to a postcard. Each tire size of a postcard in contact with the road, right? When your tires are in good condition, you have comfort and you have peace of mind. The maintenance of tires is frequently overlooked. It does not cost much, right? It's free in some cases and can avoid you a lot of personal and material losses. So, if you have the opportunity of seeing a statistic published by icebike.org, they show you some figures that are very interesting and very concerning, worrying for the United States in 2015. In 2015, 33,000 people died in the United States because of car accidents. In the same year, more than 2 million people suffered injuries in accidents. And the overall cost of all this tragedy has been more than $206 million in 2015. Something to think about, right? It's also important to understand in this introduction that tires play an important role in some of the electronics that exist in the modern cars, like ABS, which is anti-lock braking system, or ESP, electronic stability programs, among others, right? So, in this speech, we're going to talk about four main points. Number one is control of tire pressure. Number two is balancing the set, tire and wheel. Number three is vehicle geometry, alignment. And number four, give you an idea when you should change the tires in your car. Let's go for point number one, which is tire pressure. Tire pressure is important because it avoids, control of tire pressures, avoid the premature wear of your car. Some statistics from the industry, right? When the pressure of the tire is 10% below indicated, the expected life is 5% lower. When the pressure is 20% below, the life of the tire is 16% lower than expected. And when it's 30% below, which is serious, your tire life has an expected length time that's 33% lower than expected. How to know about the correct inflation? How to know? Number one, it's in the manual of your car. I know very few people read the manual, but it's there. Otherwise, there's always a sticker in the door or in the lid for the fuel reservoir, right? There you find what the manufacturer of your car indicates for pressure when the car is empty or when the car is in full load. Please follow that instruction, right? The main situations of causing problems related to tire pressure are the following. Here is a tire with a correct pressure. You see that it has a uniform distribution of weight over the road, right? In the center, you have a tire with low pressure. When the pressure is low, you see that what is supporting the tires are the so-called shoulder area of the tire, with two extremities here. And when the tire is with high pressure, what is supporting the tire is the center area of the tread. So therefore, what are the problems? You have premature wear of the shoulders here, or you have premature wear of the center of the tire here. Besides that, a tire with low pressure consumes more fuel because the traction area is much lower, right? And it causes the tire to heat due to continuous flexibility. And this heat can cause some structural damages to the tire. In the case of high pressure, you may even save some fuel, but you have a compromise with this in terms of stability, premature wear in the center of tire, and also the possibility of damages in the sidewall if you choke against any obstacle, because the tire is too tough. So pay attention to this, and the recommendation is check the pressure of your tire according to the car manufacturer recommendation each week, and make it when the tire is cold, right? And also make it when you're changing the load of your car. So suppose you're going to travel, so you're putting all your family plus the dog plus the luggage inside the car. It's heavier, it needs more pressure on the tire. At the same time, when you come back from your trip, check again the pressure, because you will need less pressure. Okay, that's point number one, pressure, tire pressure. Point number two is balancing. It's part of the geometry. Why the tire need balancing? In fact, what needs balance is the set, tire and wheel, because tire and wheel are not perfectly, does not have a perfectly distribution of weight in the entire surface. You normally make adjustment to put the lighter part of the tire together with the heavier part of the wheel, right? When you don't follow this, or when you forget to do maintenance of this, you may face some situations mainly of lack of comfort, right? You feel that when you're driving, there is a kind of shake in the steering wheel, right? If it is what we call a dynamic balance. So see, the wheel makes this movement, and this movement can also affect all the suspension of the car. So you may have some problem in terms of maintenance for the suspension of the car as well. Right? It also can be static, in terms of a static balance, where the tire makes a movement which is like this. It shakes up and down, right? And it causes irregular wear and also damages the suspension. So check the balancing of your car each 5 or maximum 10,000 kilometers. Next point in geometry is the so-called camber. Right? Camber is something related to the position of the tire, the tire wheel set relating to the road. When camber is regular, we call zero camber, you see the tires, they are in a position which is 90 degrees when related to the road. We call negative camber when you have this situation here. It's like the upper part of the tires are looking inside. And a consequence is that you have a premature wear in this area of the tire here. On the other hand, positive camber, which is the opposite, right? You have a premature wear of the shoulders of the tire in these areas here. So everything here is related to give you some savings in your tire cost. Further to this, in alignment, also you have toe, right? Toe is like a horizontal alignment. When the toe is regular, zero, right? You see the tires are perfectly aligned and they're looking forward, right? When the toe is what we call toe in, so the front face of the tires are looking to the middle line of the vehicle, and when the toe out is toe out, right? The front face of the tire is looking outside the midline of the vehicle. In both cases, so you have, number one, a lack of comfort when driving because your car will be pushing one direction or the other. You have a premature wear of the tire and you have a irregular wear of the tire, right? So it may be very tiresome drive when the car is like this. So with this we finish our geometry points. And the last point of this speech is, how do you know when to change your tires, right? You probably never saw this, but in your tires, in 6 points of the sidewall of your car, you have a little arrow, and besides or underneath or any place close to this arrow, you have what's a so-called tread wear indicator, TWI. If you pick this part and you go inside, you'll find here what we call in the industry tread wear indicator. Right? To give you a better idea, tread wear indicator are like some small parts of rubber in the tire that indicates when the depth is 1.6 millimeter. The tread depth normally has, when the tire is new, 8 millimeters of depth, and here marks 1.6. So when the wear gets here, it's time to change your tires. Right? Not changing your tires is risky, especially in wet roads. Not changing your tires can give you some consequences, like you lose the control of the car, you can suffer aquaplaning, and also you have a higher distance to stop the car. For instance, also the industry studies, right? When the tread is new, and if you're driving at 80 kilometers per hour, which is roughly 50 miles per hour, right? So at this speed, you stop your car when the tire is new in approximately 25.8 meters, right? When the tread depth has come down to 3 millimeters, that distance of braking, the distance for stopping the car, grows from 25.8 to 28 meters. And when it is warm, I mean it is 1.6 millimeters, that distance goes to 39 meters, which is then approximately 13 meters more than it was when the car is new. So there you see the risk that you may suffer, right? So how should you proceed there, right? Always do car maintenance as suggested. So air pressure, balancing, geometry, right? Make a visual inspection of your tires regularly. Check the tread, check if there is any signs of irregular wear, right? And make a rotation of your tires. Rotation is a change of position of the tires that are in the rear axle to the front axle. It has some different recommendations from the manufacturer depending on the type of car that you have. So check your the manufacturer specification and proceed as suggested, right? So to conclude this, right, tires are a very important part of your vehicle in terms of safety, right? It's safety for you, safety for everyone, it's in the traffic. Preventive maintenance of tires is not expensive, right? Consumes little time, can be easily made by anyone on a regular basis. You just have to pay attention. And to conclude, right, a good tire with good maintenance, right, can be your travel mate for tens of thousands of miles, following you and allowing you and your family to enjoy life safely, right? So I hope you can see a lot of postcards traveling with new tires. Thank you.